So England won the first game of the Sam Allardyce regime. I've got to start. Wayne Rooney played wherever he wanted. He was brilliant and controlled midfield. I can't stop Wayne playing there. Just to clarify, that's the quotes of the New England manager who says, Ped, and just once again, he can't stop Wayne Rooney from playing. I'm having a mare already. Wayne Rooney from playing in midfield.
No one can stop Wayne Rooney.
No.
He's unstoppable.
Yeah.
I think only...
he's like a tornado. Like
I honestly think the only thing that'll stop Wayne Rooney is type B diabetes.
What? Losing a leg?
I honestly think that's the only thing that'll stop Wayne Rooney.
Yeah. That's not... I mean...
Odd choice of words.
Yes.
Odd choice of words. I thought Wayne Rooney...
He knows he picks the team, right?
No, but this is the point. He knows ultimately if there is one person who can stop him playing in midfield, it's the manager.
You can't tell him how to do his job. Sam, just don't put him in the starting 11, and then he won't be playing football.
Maybe he's gone back to England picking teams by committee, like in the 50s.
Maybe it's in his contract. Wayne Rooney has to start.
Do you have contracts for England?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the captain.
That's me told.
It was the captaincy contract.
No, in Sam's contract.
Oh, in Sam's contract.
To be fair, I thought Wayne Rooney played quite well in exactly the same position he played in the World Cup.
Yeah.
But I think in the only difference was that it was a genuine attacking role, whereas in the World Cup it felt like he was there to be a holding midfielder.
To do some
in this, it did actually genuinely feel like in this game he was allowed to do what he wants. And to be fair, we have bemoaned England managers for not allowing the most talented players to just do what they want in a way. So maybe this is what everyone's been crying for the last few years. It was, let me take you back, say 10 years. Imagine they'd let Gerrard do this.
Yeah.
Everyone would have just gone, you're a genius.
Yeah.
So he's picked out Wayne Rooney and gone, you're the best player, you're the most experienced player, just do what you think you need to do, and all the other players have to supplement you. And to be fair, that's what most of the best teams do in the world with their best players. So let's see how it works.
There's a trust issue, isn't there? When you're playing that number 10, anybody in world football, if they're picked to play the number 10, the manager trusts them to find the space. The problem is, for me, Rooney was coming too deep far too often, and I don't think he deserves that level of trust, regardless, because I think it's what he wants to do as opposed to what he's doing for the team. I think he's not doing it for the team. I think he's doing it for Wayne Rooney to look good.
I think the biggest issue with it, Sam, is just it's the choice of words. It's that you get a new guy come in for a whole fresh regime. He's going to put his own spin on it, and essentially, you know, what he's saying is it's basically Wayne Rooney's going to do whatever Wayne Rooney wants, and I can't stop him. I don't think that's the case.
That's been the case with Rooney for the last 5 years. Moyes did it. Van Gaal did it. Mourinho started to do it at United, and for England, Roy Hodgson is never. Every manager seems to pander to Wayne Rooney, and I don't know what he's got on all these managers. He's going to have a great book when he actually retires, and he releases his secrets because. Yeah, you can do that with Gerrard because he was the best player in the team. Rooney is not the best player in that team now.
I feel like it's one of those things, kind of like Fight Club, you know, the reveal in Fight Club, and you realise like Tyler Durden wasn't there. It's going to be the opposite, where there's going to be some key incidents in Rooney's past, where perhaps Allardyce was in the room at the time, or maybe Sven.
To be fair, I actually think Wayne Rooney is the best player there. I honestly don't see anyone better than him in that England squad. I think the only thing what England lacks is they lack another striker to fill in the space that Rooney leaves. Yeah. I don't think Harry Kane's clever enough to do that, and I think they need another striker to take up those positions, or someone else on the pitch to be able to take up those positions that Wayne Rooney leaves. I think that's the key thing. Let's see what happens. It'll take time to see if it works. I also think Sam Allardyce is very much playing the game of I've won nothing, so I've got to sort of let these people do what they want. His post-match interview was really good because he was like, "Oh, what are you going to say to me now?" Sort of straight away off the bat, he wasn't being like dead tight up like we knew Hodgson was. He was being like everyone's pally, and he was going, "Oh, you're not going to ask me that." He was being himself essentially, wasn't he? So again, that's another thing we've all cried out for years about for England, that they always have yes men. Whereas he seems to be just being himself and getting on with it.
I think the problem is, but of course, it's the nature of the way it's gone, is that people see it in print and go, oh, whereas that's the kind of stuff that doesn't come across in print ultimately. The biggest issue we face, Chris, is that, and England will ultimately always continue to face, is we're not going to know whether Allardyce is good enough for this job for 2 years, because he's not getting any testers in qualifier, is he? Someone said before, that's England's most difficult game, apart from Slovakia away, and then you can argue the Scotland game because there'll be so much rivalry to it, but they don't play anyone decent competitively for 2 years. We're not going to know where Allardyce is good enough till he gets.
No, we're not. But for me, there's things that he can be doing. Like I disagree with you, Ped. I don't think Wayne Rooney is the best player for that position. I think if you wanted a number 10, he's probably the best number 10 in that squad. But you've got to think about the team. And for me, Harry Kane lacks something when there's not someone playing closely with him. And for me, that number 10 should be focused on getting Harry Kane the ball as early as possible. Dele Alli's not in great form now, but last season he did it really well. Where Dele Alli moved off Harry Kane and knew where he was going to be. I'd want to see that relationship growing for England, as opposed to what for me is just standing still or going backwards and going, here's Wayne Rooney, you drop deep and then hit long balls over the midfield for Harry Kane. It doesn't work for me.
Well, if Wayne Rooney's playing in the 9, as it were, if he's playing centre forward, that's fine, because you put a pacey 10 in, you get him beyond them, whatever. But you're right, when you've got this, is there enough pace and movement? And
that's not to say that Wayne Rooney's the wrong man for that job, but Harry Kane's the wrong psycho to go with Wayne Rooney as well. You know what I mean? That's a partnership, and I don't think that Rooney and Kane seems to work for me.
I mean, I don't think Rooney was playing a typical number 10, though, was he? That's what I was saying before about Harry Kane needs a partner, because Rooney doesn't essentially play number 10. He's not linking up the play. He is playing what we all wanted Gerrard to play as the, I hate the word, the quarterback role, because England just don't have enough.
But for me, you've got to pick one or the other. You've got to pick Wayne Rooney to be that quarterback role, or play a striker who can deal with that. But Harry Kane and Wayne Rooney together aren't the right partnership for me.
I think the thing is, Sam, is that Allardyce has had like a week with the players, and apparently turned down the option of having another game in that time to spend time on the training ground, which is smart. And then he's had this game. I guess we're probably more likely going to see evolution rather than revolution in this, because it's exciting to see to see the world burn and watch someone come in and tear things up, and hope these kind of things are happening. And when you hear these kind of things, it's a bit disheartening to some extent, because you think this is just going to be the same old shite that they've had under Hodgson if he's not going to change things. But ultimately, there's a lot of football to be played. He's not been there that long. He will make changes in the next 2 years.
I found it a little bit disheartening that we played Slovakia, but we were better against Slovakia in the Euro. We had more shots against them. We actually looked like a better attacking team. And I suppose, surely he's taken the safe option in playing Rooney and playing the players he knows in an established Allardyce format. He's not exactly a man who's known for evolution, is he? He's got to where he is by being Sam Allardyce the entire way through. So he's a bit of a two-dimensional manager in that respect. But he has got 2 years, and it is slightly frustrating. As you said, you don't know how good he is for 2 years, but that's the nature of it. That's the nature of the beast of international football. And he has got some really good players in that team. Dele Alli. He's got some cracking youngsters, and I suppose you've got to put the faith in it. But you basically end up speaking in cliches when you talk about international managers, and you can't really avoid it. Yeah. And it's just...
The other thing is, he's got to win. He's got to score points as well. Imagine if he tried to completely change the formation, the way they played, and lost the fucking game.
You're right, because
he was never going to lose the game, though, was he? And he actually said before the game he was happy with the draw. So he is the kind of manager who'll take a draw away and a win at home and get through the group.
You're dead right. It's easy for me to say that they don't play anyone, but you can't. You can lose to anyone, can't you? Ultimately, it only takes one moment of stupidity. I think England have been consistently doing at major tournaments for a decade or so now. So you're right in that. All right, and the rest. But at least these to hint that something might be good. It's just been crap for 10 years, hasn't it? But for me, when you look at Raheem Sterling, I only watched the first half, but he was playing out wide on the right. They're trying to play him like a winger, which is not. I just love to see him get that chance, stick him in the 10 and let him play that. So somebody's going to do that again at some point in the next couple of years. They're going to do that. Sterling's going to score an absolute bucket load of goals, and someone's going to go, why wasn't he doing this all along? And Brendan Rodgers is going to be in the corner of the room going, well, he's probably managing like a third division Spanish side or something. By this
look, Sterling's good in that position. That was his best position for us. He caused so many problems. He is one of those players who he doesn't get the credit for his eye for a pass that he probably deserves. I think if you were to watch Sterling, the easy thing on the outside looking in is go, oh, he's just a dead fast player, he'll just go around place. He's really good with the ball at his feet. He sees players' movements really well. He's finishing shite, which is the main problem for him. Like, and he hasn't addressed that, and he does need to address that. But I think you're right. I think long term he could be an answer there.
Yeah. So interesting on people's thoughts then. Sam Allardyce. Are people taking this out of context and over-egging it a little bit with regards to the Wayne Rooney quote, or is he a stupid idiot and weak and all that crap? Let us know in the comments below. Stay tuned for the rest of Social Club. We're going to be discussing which team has the best squad in the Premier League. Chris got it. It's Chris, Team Chris. Stay tuned and subscribe as well.